It feels excellent to join a club that's had such a strong season. It sets a really good foundation for us moving forward, and I'm excited to begin. So there's a couple of things that drew me to the club. One was discussions with Ersan, the new president, and the direction that he wants to take the club in and his board, and sort of the ideas behind it and the football that the club appreciates. I think that matches very well with my background as a coach and sort of what I've done. The other aspect to it is I actually grew up in the area, so this is my local NPL club. So even after returning from interstate, I've actually moved back into the area. So it's a little bit closer to home for me, and it's got a little bit more sentimental meaning. The main priorities at the moment for us are just establishing the environment that we want to work and operate in. And the processes that will sort of come as we progress through the pre-season and into the season. So already the players and staff have got a taste of the way that we work and the way that we operate, and it's just about taking the next step up in terms of professionalism and in terms of intensity, competitiveness, and those aspects that are just going to help us take that one additional step up compared to where we were previously. Yeah, so very excitingly, the club's working behind the scenes on a second division bid, so an ST application. That's partly the reason why I've been brought in. So like I said, to bring in that added professionalism, that added environment that brings us a little bit closer to what the professional level looks like from a football perspective. The fact that the club is planning all of those things behind closed doors makes it very exciting for us as a football staff, because it means we can sort of keep one eye on what the future holds, and we can start to build towards that a little bit more seriously rather than having it sort of up in the air as a pipe dream. It's something that's very realistic and hopefully in the near future, within touching distance for us. I think there's a fantastic connection developing between myself and Michael, the TD, and the youth sector at the club. So a lot of hard work's already gone into rebuilding up the youth academy and putting it into a position where it can be a lot stronger and can hopefully feed the senior team in the future. We've shared quite a bit of information already. So one of the things that we'll be doing is, as we progress through the pre-season as a senior coaching staff, we'll start creating a library of how we work, how we operate, some of the sessions that we put on in terms of video, physical data, all of those things, and those will be shared with the youth coaches of the club. So things like player profiles, things like how we prepare and how we operate. The beauty for the club and for Michael is that I've been in his position before at a number of clubs leading up to this point. So I understand how important that link is. And I think you'll find me at several junior games as well. It's something that I'll do naturally. It's, I'm very invested and interested, especially in the next generation coming through. They've already started playing a role, the fans and the community. So my local cafe actually has a former player as the owner. So he every morning when I go to get my coffee, he never lets me forget about the responsibility that I hold at this football club. And it's been fantastic to see some of the junior players and some of the older community members that have turned out for training already in pre-season. And it's been described to me pretty clearly how much the community wants the team to fight for the shirt and how important the shirt is to the community. The other aspect of that is I grew up around the Turkish community, so some of my closest friends are Turkish background, and I understand sort of the family values and the mentality and the fighting spirit and all of those things that come with it. So one thing that the fans can certainly expect is a team that will battle no matter what for the shirt. Yeah, I'm excited with the players that we've brought in. So we've seen most of them now on the track already in the first week. And, I think the thing that stands out the most is their human characteristics, and that's something that we were very fussy with in terms of who we brought in. So I think what the club has gotten right in the past and what's really, really strong in this group in particular is the dressing room. It's very tight-knit, it's very well bonded. The players look after each other a lot, and we wanted to make sure that whoever we did bring in, apart from the football characteristics, and they're all rapid, they're all mobile, they're all fantastic technically, they've all got sort of unique weapons that they can add to the squad. The most important part was always going to be the human characteristics and understanding the importance of the club and the importance of that to the dressing room. So the best part about the first week has been walking into that dressing room, and the energy is incredible. It's honestly, it's infectious. So hopefully that comes across in some of the videos that have gone up on social media, and some of the effort and intensity that the existing and the new players are already putting in. That'll hold us in good stead. Yeah, look, our approach tactically, so there's certain things that won't change week to week. So there's certain foundations to our game that no matter what, that's something that we can hold on to. So there are 3 or 4 key points from an attacking and a defending perspective that will never change, and we'll hammer those in and we'll drum those in. You'll see that no matter what, that'll sort of be the identity of the team. From a tactical perspective, it's going to be quite frightening because we're going to be highly adaptable. And it's going to be, apart from those foundations, like I said earlier, the game belongs to the players. So for us as a staff, it's about putting them in the best possible situations for them to succeed. So already you've probably seen in the exercises, there's a lot of decision making, there's a lot of opportunities for the players to experience different scenarios and make different kinds of decisions at speed, at high intensity, and that'll be a real feature of our game. And what happens is that means you won't see the same team week in, week out. You'll see the same principles and values, you'll see that intensity and that fight and that grit, and you'll see certain foundational characteristics, but in terms of what actually the team produces for the fans, it'll be pretty exciting because that will change week to week, and it'll be fantastic to watch what emerges from this group of players as they begin to experience those different scenarios, and they prepare under this environment. I've had the pleasure throughout the journey of being able to work with some of the best coaches in the country. And I take all those experiences very seriously, and I'm a little bit of a sponge in those environments, even when I've had to lead the environment in the past, which has been many times as well. I still think you can learn something from everybody. And that doesn't necessarily mean in a football sense. I think I've been around people who are not only brilliant football coaches, I've seen some fantastic leaders, I've seen some absolute warriors, I've seen people who are able to go through hardship and still perform, I've seen people who are able to tell a story. I've seen all sorts of people already on this journey. I think that the biggest thing now at this point of the journey is that those past experiences are sort of now in the past, and I think it's now the point of the journey where it becomes, it's no longer about myself being a young coach and up and coming and potential. It's finding a way to merge all of those experiences and the access to all those fantastic people, and now putting all that energy laser focused into this team and this football club over the next few seasons. I think that the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is once the games start and the fruits of the environment start to show themselves, and we start to see the fans come through the doors. And I've already seen the red and white army because I was at a few games last season, and it's I'm buzzing to see those guys at the games, and I think that's going to be the most exciting. I think the response of the community to the way that the team plays, and just the intensity and the fluidity and the excitement that the team's going to bring to the community. I think the other thing is just how proud we'll be able to make the community if the team performs and when the team performs. I think that's something to really look forward to. And the other thing to look forward to, like I said earlier, is the plans for the second tier. So everything now from a club perspective and from a football perspective is, we're looking at this team being the best iteration of a Hume City football team ever in the club's history, and all building towards that national second tier and the berth on the national stage. Yeah, my message to the community is make sure you come out and support the team as much as you can. We'll make it worth your while.